What happened to the same woman who once made the internet bow down and yell royalty from every stage and claimed to be the prototype for Ride or Die? Yes, it was really a minor incident that turned into a major betrayal. We're discussing covert meetings, dubious text exchanges, and a video that allegedly shows Remy skulking out of a hotel in Brooklyn at 3 in the morning. After committing career suicide, Remy is currently standing outside Papoose's house, crying uncontrollably while wearing a sweatshirt and no makeup. The man I'm seeing is, let's just say that Papoose had to learn the hard way that he was definitely not her spouse. Fans are taking sides in the online conflagration, and Remy is trying to contain the damage as if her life depended on it. Was this always the goal, or did she ruin it all for one passionate night? We must consider if Remy was the victim of her own choices or merely a cunning manipulator who was apprehended. According to sources, this isn't the first time she's been dodging rumors, losing endorsements, and destroying relationships faster than she can send an apology on the Notes app. Remy and Papoose served as the model for almost a decade. They were more than simply a couple. They were a movement, a power couple that triumphed over industry politics, prison bids, and 1,000 phony friends who tried to break them up. Fans were persuaded that was the pinnacle of Black love at its greatest because of every anniversary photo, red carpet kiss, and freestyle shout out to my husband. But beneath that glitzy Instagram filter, flaws were already starting to show, and reports started to spread around the Bronx that Remy was witnessed during industry-related studio sessions that lasted until 4 a.m. too often, but failed to deliver a single song, and the whispers began to get more intense each week. One ex-stylist, who wished to remain anonymous, claims that Remy's energy altered and that she began to arrive late, insist on NVS, and carry a second phone. I knew something wasn't right since Remy was outside, not in a protective environment, while Papoose was at home taking care of the kids, promoting her projects, and maintaining appointments for battle rap events. It's more like playing with fire than anything else to secure the bag outdoors. To be clear, it's about my mom committing the one mistake she pledged never to make, putting herself in front of the man who helped her get back on her feet. It's not simply about cheating rumors. She was imprisoned in 2008 after shooting a friend in the stomach who was holding her down the entire time. Do you recall that? Despite everyone's advice to move on, Papoose patiently turned down proposals and stayed true to her, marrying her while she was incarcerated. At least a little respect in return. But no, because it appears that Ma was treating Papoose like a filler arc, a safe haven she could return to after welding with industry connections, according to leaked VN's secret videos and a startling voice memo that was recently made public online. However, this is where things get complicated since one video, yes, we are referring to real footage, shows Remy leaving a modest boutique hotel in Brooklyn. This isn't a 5-star hotel or a location where you take your boss for a business conference. Rather, it's the kind of place where discretion is included in the hotel fee. At night, she's dressed down with sunglasses and a hoodie. Can you predict who departs? After 45 seconds, 2 phones, one of which is purportedly Remy's, are seen in the hands of a man dressed in a Yankees outfit. The internet went into full CSI gear, zooming in and improving as it always does. The unknown man was linked to a battle rapper who has been fighting for recognition since he was featured on live radio last year, according to side-by-side images that followers shared within hours. But the attitude that followed was just as important as the video that was uploaded. Instead of answering the rumors, Remy went on an enigmatic posting binge, repeating affirmations about growing from your mistakes and not allowing your past to define you, girl. I don't know what it is if it's not an inadvertent confession wrapped in a mood board. Even worse, 2 weeks before, Papoose had given Remy a surprise party. Poor Papoose was silent, not even a subtweet, not a shade-filled bar, just radio stillness. The type of silence that says, I saw everything, and I'm done. He made a statement to his invited friends, crying as he spoke of his pride in her return. While your lover sneaks into hotels wearing someone else's hoodie, picture yourself revealing your feelings to the world. You don't get over that type of betrayal. But now Remy is apparently trying hard to wear Elsa's sweatshirt. An alleged acquaintance of the couple claims that Remy has been filming, messaging, and even showing up to Papoose's without warning. Guess who has been speaking while Papoose has remained silent? Ray's group. To put it mildly, the careless PR job they're doing at the moment makes Ja Rule's Fyre Festival trailer seem like a TV talk. To clear the air and get ready to be astounded, Ray's PR issued a vague statement just hours after the hotel tape went viral. Events are attempting to resolve the issue, but according to insiders, he is not giving up. In this level of gaslighting, Miss Reminisce Mackey has consistently prioritized family growth and reconciliation over mayhem on the internet. While the internet chooses violence, she chooses peace. For a moment, fans weren't buying it. Papoose was running campaigns on all media, including Twitter, TikTok, and TikTok. One TikTok went viral with over 2 million views, captioned, "POV, you watched Remy talk about loyalty for 15 years only to see her moving like a city girl with a burner phone." She states, "It wasn't supposed to go this far. It was never real. I just needed to feel." In one of the 3 recordings of Remy really losing it. In another, she is sobbing and saying over and over again, "He won't even look at me. I messed up. I messed up. I thought he'd forgive me." Remy was also criticized on Instagram and LinkedIn for not meeting the professional threshold of dedication. As in what? Something. Following that leak, Remy became the subject of vicious reaction videos, instant memes, and a YouTuber's breakdown captioned, "When the villain realizes she's no longer the main character. Excuse us, sis. You just needed to feel something. Go get a massage. Don't ruin the man who built his brand on protecting you." And the third voicemail, that one broke the internet. "If you leave me, I don't know who I am anymore. You're the only one who really saw me, the only one who waited." No, it's just about cheating, a sophisticated network of deceit and deception that has persisted for several months. Remy was aware that the hotel tape existed and that the issue was imminent during her most recent trip. She is accused of trying to avoid accountability by fabricating a PR redemption narrative that was wholly untrue. She started speaking about women's empowerment via school visits, charity runs, and interviews. She actually said to us, "If we make them forget everything." Remy even allegedly approached a well-known gossip blog to pay them for a soft spin article, but the blog declined. "I seem to be doing the work." Do you want to know why? Since even they claimed that the story was too jumbled to be cleaned up. When the mess merchants refused to touch it, you know it's awful. Celebrities started to appear as this commotion grew out of control, according to another insider. Remy reportedly insisted that her wedding ring be added to every picture she took, even though she wasn't actually wearing it. People read between the lines and thought that Cardi B's cryptic tweet was a jab at Remy because Cardi and Pap have always respected each other. However, Joe, who has been close to Remy for years, first said nothing until someone asked him directly during a surprise Instagram live, "Are you disappointed in Remy?" He paused, looked into the camera, and said, "I'm depressed by a lot of recent occurrences." A person close to Pap claims he wants distance, not a conversation. Another individual commented, "He endured too much solidity to be degraded in this way." Meanwhile, Ray's attempts to get Papoose to speak privately continued to fail. And since this isn't Remy straight out of the station, Ray is truly experiencing what it's like now that the public sympathy train doesn't stop there. Remy is showing symptoms of weakness as her team attempts to alter the situation. Insiders say that after seeing a fan holding a sign that said, "Where's your loyalty now?" Prison ready for a comeback, Remy just destroyed the only man who ever protected her, and now she's watching the world replay her downfall on repeat. She recently canceled 2 appearances, citing exhaustion. The reaction isn't stopping, and clips are showing up in in-depth studies, daily fan compilations, and even questionable podcasts. Here we are, with Remy's image damaged, Papoose silent but not still, and the public realizing that after days of media silence and behind-the-scenes pleading, things don't look good for Rooney. Remy played herself trying to be Future in heels, joked one of the famous breakfast hosts, and to be honest, the public agrees because at this point, it's not just betrayal, it's a pattern, and the receipts are flying out like confetti. But it's not over because what comes next could be the final nail in Ray's public image. His lawyer served the public with a formal separation notice after Papoose eventually moved. And no, it wasn't a sit-down interview or a passive-aggressive lyric, citing irreconcilable betrayal and public humiliation. But wait, it gets even messier. A cease and desist letter demanding that Remy's camp refrain from using his name, image, or their marriage for promotional purposes. She begged and wept, and he didn't bat an eye. "You embarrassed me publicly. Now live with the consequences publicly," he added. And people, she's living it up. Remy's sponsorships have disappeared, and her beauty brand partnership was subtly removed from the shelves of the duo series she was proposing about re-establishing her reputation. As a source close to Pat put it, he's done. The man who once made Black love his entire brand now legally forbids her from making money off of their past. That deal is officially dead in the water right now, but the biggest blow was a rumored IRS audit that was triggered by anonymous reports that said Remy was funneling appearance fees through shell companies under false names. We're not saying that's true, but we are saying that the timing is suspiciously poetic. In the midst of all of this, Papoose posted a mysterious message that sent the internet into a tailspin. It was just a black screen with white text that said, "Protect your peace, even if it means walking away from what you pray for." No names or tags were included, but everyone knew what it meant. Roma Ma was caught by. Behind-the-scenes sources say some feel vindicated. When asked if she had any remarks about Papoose's filing, the puffy-hooded handler-surrounded paparazzi walking out of a Manhattan studio said, "I just want my family back. That's all I want." One executive reportedly told a media contact, "She always thought she was untouchable." This is the result of gambling with the only person who has ever placed a wager on you. Nevertheless, the harm has already been done, and the industry is closely observing. According to reports, even Fat Joe, who has supported Remy since the Terror Squad days, is avoiding the situation because he doesn't know how to handle the consequences without jeopardizing his reputation. Then came the collapse. It was Remy's first public appearance since the scandal broke out, and it took place at a pop-up event in Atlanta. She was scheduled to give a speech at a panel on women's empowerment. "Simply come and say something, remind them of who you are." The organizers pleaded with her not to cancel. She also did. She showed up, picked up the microphone, and stood in front of a room full of women. "I've made mistakes. I lost myself. I lost my family," men said. But her words were shattered. After glancing at the crowd, she paused, her voice cracking as she went on. "I had something real, and I ruined it. I thought I was strong enough to juggle everything, but I wasn't even strong enough to tell the truth." She left the stage a few moments later, and a fan captured the moment on camera, sharing the video with the caption when, in less than an hour, it went viral, and you realize that the internet is more forgiving than the people you betray. This is where the real change occurred, as even Remy's most devoted fans began to turn against her for the first time. The Reddit threads were harsh, saying things like, "We supported you through jail, beasts, and cancellations, but this was selfish." There were also Instagram comments full of graying black hearts, with one fan writing, "I defended you for years. This time, I'm not able to." Even fashion bloggers began reaching out to her. The crown fell off, but she hasn't noticed yet. While Remy spiraled, guess who quietly kept winning? Papoose? She uploaded photos of her new looks next to her old ones. Instead of venting or criticizing, he focused on himself. He scheduled performances, sent fans selfies, and posted pictures of himself and his daughter. In response to a reporter's question on his well-being, he said, "Real peace doesn't need to be posted. I'm good. Mic drop. So now we're here." The once infamous queen of ultimately, it was discovered through a leaked text exchange between Remy and a close friend that she was considering speaking candidly on a prominent talk show. Your truth came out on that hotel camera. There's nothing left to tell. Brutal but real, the friend replied. What does Remy do now? Is she able to restore her reputation? Will fans or others ever trust her again? Loyalty has come to symbolize the public's decline. The person she broke is taller than ever, and the woman who once rapped, "I'll never fold, I'll never break," is now sitting in silence. Let's go on to the actual narrative now that the dust has settled and Remy is wiping away her tears as Papoose leaves like the unconcerned legend he is. First of all, when your decisions cause the bridge to burn, is there even a way forward for the man she betrayed? This narrative is about power, ego, and what happens when you mistake public praise for personal devotion. It's not simply about infidelity. The narrative concludes with Remy rescuing the one man who never required attention. Plot twists are common, but this is a masterful example of self-defeating behavior. Recall that Papoose kept her in check with industry snakes, public censure, and jail time. We need you to share your ideas since this is the thank you, hotel connection, PR cover-up, and some tearful-eyed, "I just needed to feel something" voicemails. Is Remy deserving of forgiveness, in your opinion, or did she simply betray black love and hope for a slow applause for the performance? Get comfortable at Gossip Spill Vibe if you felt that this episode of heartbreak and scandal was too real to be true. We're keeping a close eye on it. If you love truth, tea, and trouble, press the subscribe and notification bell. The drama never ends, and we'll have more exclusive leaks and dirty receipts coming faster than Remy can delete her direct messages. Will she ever regain her boyfriend, her purse, or her brand if you're hoping for the start of her redemption story? Post your opinions in the space provided for comments. Drama will always go viral, so keep monitoring and stay up to date.